Hey, welcome back everyone. So we're about 3 days out from our big sort of 1,000-kilometre ride, 4-day ride. I ended up getting that camera. You may have seen I put it on the community page there on the channel. So I've got a camera Osmo Action 3, so I'm just going to play around with that now. Mounting it to the bike, I've got a few different mounts I'll have to show you. And playing around with some more luggage solutions. That Gen 2 KLR rear top box I took off. I'm off with that back on just to mount, just for carrying some of this camera gear that's fixed to the bike. Because I'm going to try putting it on a different way with some riv nuts, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so this is most of the camera gear with the DJI Action 3. I got the Adventure kit, I think they call it, which comes with a few other things, but then I bought lots of small rig stuff, so I went a small rig cage, small rig claws, all these things. I'm surprised how cheap these are. Like, you know, good claws and all that sort of stuff with your magnetic mounts. This whole lot with the magnetic mount was like 33, 35, something like that. Or maybe, no, 50 once you had the magnetic mount, so that was about 23, and this was about 19 or something. So quite good value. I got another 256 gig card, little card holder. Then I've got a BY4K K4 to add. I'm waiting for a little microphone to come so I can do some talking through the helmet. See how that goes. Eventually might move up towards the towards the actual DJI or a Rode or something wireless mic, but for now we'll do that one. I didn't have time before this trip. Got some little retainers to thread into the quarter 20 threads, so I can also put some tethers in case I don't want this falling off the mount, just in case the mount breaks something. Have it tethered to the bike with some old lanyards and some little mounting clips, so we'll do that. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. Okay, so move the mule, Kawasaki mule out of the shed, leave this in here for a few days while we get ready for the ride. All I've really got to do is drop the oil and filter. I've hit 3,000 kilometres, so I'll do that interim service myself. And I'll do the adjustment of the doohickey, loosen it off, tap the cases and adjust that. And air filter. So this is oil and air filter, so quite basic before the trip away. But what I want to do is, last time when I had that Gen 1, Gen 2 case, this Gen 2 case here, I mounted it, let's see, took the hole out. I mounted it by taking that whole rear plate off and sandwiching it between here, which worked quite well. But this time, I think I'd prefer to probably put some riv nuts. Fortunately, I've already got 4 holes here. Put some riv nuts into these, put a bit of a base plate or something in here, and just riv nut, and then just screw in from the top with some M8s probably. Bolts, that way I can take it off and on easier, but for this trip it'll be secured on here so I can lock my camera gear and stuff in the back of here if I want to. And chuck in easily chuck in rain gear and all that, because we're going to get rain on this trip. It's inevitable from the weather happening around Australia at the moment. So we'll get a little bit of rain at least. So yeah, I need to do that, and I need to also clear my chain. But yeah, so I'll have a go at putting some riv nuts in here and see if we can get this to fit on, because that would work quite well like that. I think I'll just use this sort of dirty old plastic tray. It's sort of rigid enough once that's cut to the shape of the base to be basically to be able to sit pretty much just like this, the back half, and utilising these 4 riv nuts. Yeah, so I think we're going to go M6 as far as our sizes, so I've got a fair few M6 bolts. So we'll see what we've got here. So I might just drill this out slightly. So we've got to take that out a small amount, and then we'll be able to fit the M6s in. Okay, so we drilled them out to fit the M6s, so that's fine. So we'll now actually install them. Okay, so I added one extra one dead center of here, because fortunate thing, M6 is the same thread pattern as quarter 20, which is all your like your little mounts underneath here on your cameras. So it'll be good. I'll be able to do a mount here if I want to shoot from the rear or shoot backwards, and even use like the selfie stick, the invisible selfie stick, and that on there. So I'll add a 5th one in there. Okay, so those 5 rib nuts are in. So for those who haven't used them before, they're just like a pop rivet, really. But it leaves a whatever thread you're doing internal. So I've now got a M6 thread there, ready to do whatever you want with. So we've cut that plate out. That'll fit quite good. I just scalloped it slightly so that I can still get to my toolbox. This doesn't have to be waterproof in here. It's really just tucking my wet weather gear in. If my camera gear's in it, it'll be in its own little waterproof case and all that sort of stuff. It's really just so I've got somewhere to store a minimal amount of stuff. That'll be zipped down to the smallest size. Secured, so I can put a padlock. So I can put a padlock on here. Probably take that into the hotel room at night. It's just so quick to unclick. But this one here, no. Don't leave anything valuable in it, but at least I can lock it when we go to a cafe and stuff like that with the top zip. It's got a little lock spot. So we'll see if we can get that affixed now. Okay, so we just poked up through where we could with this, which gave us one, and we can just get it lined up, and then we can poke, get the second one, and then I'll work out how to get the front two. To get the front hole, it worked out quite good just to use one of these to push up through the hole so you can see where it is. So we'll take that off and drill. So that's all fitted on. So it's good, a temporary just for the trip. I don't like the strapping things on. This bag never fitted because it's off a Gen 2, so I cut the straps off. And originally, like I said, original video you can see of mine, I mounted it with this inside, sandwiching the plate between that and the frame, but it's pretty hard fix, then you can't just take it off and on for a trip. Whereas this, undo these four in like literally a minute and the whole thing comes out. So that should be perfect. I only need it, I'm taking panniers with me, so I only basically need this on the minimum size, which I think is about 35 litres, which will be like that. So that and my panniers, just to be able to lock stuff away, sits on there okay. I can still access my tools from the inside of the bag, just with that basic cutout. All it's in here is my Leatherman anyway, so that sits in there. So, like I said, rain can get in here, but we're not worried about that because it's not to keep things waterproof, it's just to store things away. Thought I'd have a little bit of a quick look at positioning the cameras. The camera itself, the Osmo Action 3. Got a couple of mounts. I've got a cold shoe hard mount, but I'm going to have that underneath here. So I won't be using it this trip because I really want to take this top box. We're going to have some wet weather, so this will be good to chuck my wet weather gear back in and just lock some things away if I need to. But I've got two different claw mounts, so I'll have a look at where I might have a bit of a play and see where we might put those ones. So we've got this claw mount here, which is just a single axis moving ball, and then this one here, which has the double. These are from small rigs. So I've got the small rig case, small rig mount, small rig mount, small rig. They're special magnetic with clip connector that fits the Osmo 2s and 3s. Another one here, and then I've got the DJI. This is separate price, separate purchase. DJI chin strap and the DJI mount. So these ones got a little bit of a rubber on here, which makes them a bit of a harder pressed together mount, but it's fine. They still click in, so they click with magnet, and then also that clip aspects. Okay, so this is on the Osmo Action 3, so it can mount there pretty good. So that's where that is. I'll film you on here as well. That's between my quad lock and my Garmin. So now that I'm off the stand, I've got to straighten her up. But that might be quite good. So we'll have a go at that. So we'll make that a little bit wider screen. So at the moment that's not quite wide enough. Wouldn't mind getting it a little bit wider if we can. Okay, so that's on ultra wide and rock steady, just plain rock steady. So you can at least see your arms and everything in that. So that might not be too bad a shot. So I might save that one as an attempt. We'll see how rock steady goes as far as vibration. It should be quite sheltered from wind where it is. So as you can see, it's right in behind the visor, and I've got two little cat's tails to go on the two mics here. Tiny micro ones, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is another view down the back here, just on the side of the pannier thing. Not too bad, but it's really just getting on the side of my legs really. So I might play around with the front here, might be better. That one might be okay, but I think I'll be better off. Need a bit of a selfie pole on there, which I've got if I want to have a play with that, or it might be better at the back next time. Down here on the bike, which works quite well. Okay, this one ain't too bad at getting that front wheel movement shot. Again, with the selfie stick added it might be better, but just playing around to see some positions. But these clamps make it really easy to do, which is good. So I've got the DJI mount on. Goes on quite easy. Goes on quite well with this helmet because there happens to be little holes here. So your visor still comes down and seals against that. Yeah, when you want to. I try to ride with my visor up. I really don't like having a visor down. I have goggles on. I just don't like having visors down. I don't know, it just seems echoey and not nice. And it comes down just near my mic. So I'll try putting the other mic sort of probably hidden them behind here a little bit more. People have a bit more success for the camera mics hidden a little bit. But yeah, that mic for my FOD Sport's all good. So yeah, we'll leave it here for now. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and there'll be a decent, maybe 30, 40, 50 minute video out of this 1,000 Ks we're starting in the next few days. Cheers, everyone.